And welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario Galaxy. Last time we started, or we continued through, the Freeze Flame Galaxy, and I basically talked about anything but the game, because I don't know. There's not much to talk about in this galaxy, it's pretty straightforward. So what we're supposed to do is get that firefly down there and melt the snowman. I actually discovered you don't have to do that. Now, can I replicate this? That's the real question. But if you time I think it's a side flip? Or maybe it's... I don't know how I did a side flip. Okay, there we go. Yes, you can actually skip needing a launch star, or whatever the smaller variant was called, and you can actually make it up here without using the fire flower. So... the next level is actually much preferred by me, so hopefully it should be a little bit more on topic rather than just me talking about Final Fantasy and Paper Mario for like 20 minutes. I think another example, just one more, then I'm going to move on from this topic, is actually Chibi Robo Ziplash, where it's again a case of it's not a terribly bad idea on paper, but it's a really badly executed game. Ziplash was actually my least favorite game of 2015. That sounds very severe, but it actually is. Because it's just so rushed. And also the fact that Nintendo's like, oh hey, we're gonna put the entire fate of the Chibi Robo series and rest it on the shoulders of this 2D spin-off we're literally putting no care or love into. So I have issues with Ziplash. Yes. This music I think is a remix from another Mario game, but which one? This is 64? It might be a remix of the desert music from 64. Okay, we're avoiding that plan. So you have to launch yourself using the what are these called, actually? Tornadoes? I think they'd be tornadoes if they're touching the ground. I'm not a meteorologist, so that might be wrong, but I think these would classify as a tornado, because like a cyclone I think is above water. Or is that a hurricane? What's the difference? I don't know. I think a hurricane is something different, never mind. Again, I'm not an expert on meteorological related subjects, and I died there because this level is a little bit complicated from a design standpoint. I tend to have rotten luck with sand levels. I don't remember having a particularly bad time of shifting sand lands though, which is a little bit ironic. Gotta be a little bit more careful, apparently. And by a little bit more careful, I mean long jumping straight into the tornado rather than going around, because that's actually more dangerous, strangely enough. Now we're in the 2D section, because why not? We have 2015, my favorite game of the year was either Splatoon or Yoshi. Which is a really good game, by the way. Both. But, interestingly, critics weren't really super sold on either. I think Splatoon and Yoshi were both like a 78 out of 100, which is surprising to me considering I thought they were really well-made games, except for Nintendo servers being Nintendo servers, which, if you've ever tried to play a Nintendo game online, well, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see. 2015. Yeah, that was an okay year for games. I didn't think that could crush me at that distance. Okie dokie then. I'm not playing well, I've noticed. This is actually on a separate session, of course, as when I got to the top of that mountain in the last episode, because you can tell that because the life count reset. But yeah, I don't know. I've been playing really badly. It took 10 minutes actually to get back onto the top of the Freeze Flame Galaxy Mountain there where we left off, because I was just having a really bad run of that level. I was having a hard time getting to the top with the fire flower, so yeah, maybe this isn't the best time to record this video. Not necessarily worth it. But hey, we need star bits for stuff in the future, so I guess it's not too big of a deal. If it's just coins, I'm like, nah, not worth it. Especially because star bits are basically your currency. So this year is also a good year for games, with Odyssey, Breath of the Wild. I hear Nier is really good, but I haven't actually tried it yet. It's on my to-do list. I'm trying to think of anything else. Wow, that's a big boulder. I wasn't sure how that was gonna work out, to be honest. Nier Horizon, I hear, is really good. I haven't played that either. What else came out in 2017 thus far? I'm trying to go blank, really. There's a lot of good games, though. I've heard people call this possibly one of the stronger years in gaming in a really long time because of just how many really phenomenal games there have actually been. Oh, I was thinking maybe pick it up and throw it into the tornado, but instead we just have to use the tornado to get up to it, it seems like. I was thinking Phantom Hourglass, I think. Which I think this would have been the same year as Phantom Hourglass, 2007? There's no fall damage, but I always ground pound anyway, just out of, I think out of instinct. Let us see. I do find some of the designs in Galaxy to be rather intriguing, as they basically, instead of trying to make a world that actually feels like it could be a world, it's just basically designed sheerly for that word? I don't know, but in any case, it's basically just designed for platforming challenges, not really to actually be a working environment, or a believable working environment, which is always the complaint about Sonic games. Like, who builds highways that, like, have loop-de-loops? No one. In real life, but then again, this is also the series with the Blue Hedgehog, so that's, like, not a big deal to me. I've heard that argument so many times. It's like, who builds these highways with, like, loop-de-loops? And it's like, it's a series with a blue talking hedgehog with, like, attitude, so it's like, why are we questioning the realism of this? And again, like Mario, for example, it's like, I do legitimately feel like some of the levels in other games feel like they were designed to be, like, actual towns, and not just platforming hazards. And that's actually an interesting way to go about designing a Mario game. You know, Sunshine, a lot of the towns feel like they work just as an environment, though I do wish you could explore a little bit more. But yeah, in Galaxy, it just feels like everything is just set up to be very platform heavy without much thought put into the how and the why behind how does that actually make sense platforming here. So yeah, the lack of restrictions in that regard is actually really handy because it means that they can just go all out with their level design. Even if it is a little bit odd for there just to be these weird little chunks of planets floating around without much explanation. Now I'm pretty sure there's actually something hidden here. Like a special star that's, like, not listed among the actual menu, but I'm not entirely sure if it's this one or the third act of sorts. So we got these guys. What game is it where you do something like that? I know there's a game where you do an attack like that, but I don't know what it is, where you basically just wait until they all surround you, and then that's the easiest way to actually take them out. So these are Pokies, subject of memes circa 2007? I'm trying to remember my meme history. They're not known for going fast, and some of you will know what I'm talking about, some of you might not, but yeah. Yes, I am referencing an old Let's Play. Because why not? I mean, it's the first thing I think of whenever I see a Poke. I'm having bad luck with this guy, and I think it's because I'm doing this fight wrong. I think what I'm supposed to do is to actually stomp it at any point. That was actually kind of dangerous. There we go. Yeah, that's what we were supposed to do. I was trying to knock it down to one section, and really that's not the best way to go about that, apparently. But hey, they give you a lot of stuff, so it's like there's no consequences to this. Just messing around. Okay, that was a little bit too close. There's a Hungry Luma down there. So I'm actually going to stop, so I fall back down to this planet. Now, he's probably gonna want, I'm guessing, 40? Wild guess. 20, okay, he is one of the easier Hungry Lumas to deal with, mid-level, because we have 20. I didn't even really go out of my way for those, I just ended up with about 20. I was thinking at least 30, because we have the opportunity to have 30, but... okay. I'll take it. What do we do with these? Oh, that's what you do with those, I've always wondered. This is really a pyramid, though. What shape is this, is what I'm asking. It's like a pyramid with, like, not a full triangle bottom, basically. It's really weird, but I mean, it's cool, but it's not really what you think of when you hear the word pyramid. So step on the green line, and the sand starts to move, and this is actually a really cool challenge. Also stressful if you don't like this sort of thing, because I know some people don't like auto-scrollers, and this is basically a glorified auto-scroller. It's easy at least. So basically you reach the top, and then you're kind of stuck. So what you have to do is go down a different section of it and see if you can figure out where the remaining stars are. So it's actually really well designed. I don't think it even requires that much trial and error, because if you basically try every path, you're gonna get at least one star, I think. So probably up there next. Okay. That's actually really nerve-wracking. Yeah, this is very clearly the intended way to do this level, which is what I find fascinating about it. It feels very intended. So it's, yeah, very structured, so that it doesn't feel like you're ever just kind of wandering around aimlessly lost in a sand maze. But in any case, we got these silver stars, and that gives us another power star. After fortunately draining all the sand from this place. Now, can we trick this out? I'm not sure if you can. Oh, you can. Cool. Let's see if there's a few frames, I guess. SGDQ is going on this week, so I guess I just have speedrunning terminology on the mind. You've managed to recover all of the green power stars and restore the green launch star. Even I don't know what's waiting for you out there beyond the green launch star. Hell. That's what's waiting for us. Hell. The trial gate stars are going to be interesting, to say the least. So we're going to completely blow that off for now. And rescue Luigi. Now, one thing I talked about earlier was how the structure of Super Mario 64 was very fluid and how you actually went about getting the stars. You can just get a lot of stars however the heck you want, and it doesn't really have to do with particular missions. I remember hearing the point that like Koopa the Quick is one of the only stars you actually need to play a specific mission to actually obtain. And some like the Lethal Lava Land 100 coins is a lot easier, though, if you have, if you play in one of the later stages where you can get the green shell and ride that. But it's still doable, potentially. Sunshine got weird because, like, even though 100 coins were not consistent between acts, so you had to actually play specific stages, for 100 coins, which was one of the things that does kind of irk me about the game. I really don't like having like 90 coins in certain acts, and you have to play a very specific act to actually get 100 coins in Sunshine. It really limits you when it comes to things like blue coins. It's like if you're going for blue coins, there are certain specific acts. It'd be nice to like be able to get the 100 coins in any stage, or the blue coins in any stage, but you generally can't. And this game, I think, took the linearity even further of... Actually, no, not really from Sunshine, it really didn't. But, like, the only real, like, branching sort of path you can potentially take is actually in the very first level, as I mentioned, Yonko Hills, where you basically can get the PD Piranha Star Shine Sprite, technically, before you're supposed to. You're supposed to get it after taking out that one Goop Piranha near the bridge, but you can actually just run up to PD Piranha. Now, that was a really long-winded spiel, but it's actually leading something. So most Luigi stars are tied to a specific act. Like, oh, you can only find Luigi here, in this particular level of the game. Like Balrog, you can only find him on the first level because he's only accessible there. Again, I have some issues with that. Actually, I don't think this is the best level, but the point I'm basically trying to go to is, this is one of the few acts, or few stars in the game, that you can basically get at any time. Any act. Once Luigi sends the letter, you can find him in all 3 acts, I think? Or all 3 levels, or 3 power stars. Obviously, like, Cosmic Mario would not be a good choice. Because of the whole, oh, he is racing you, this is a bad time to try to not, like, try to find Luigi. But I think you might be able to. Now, I think this is actually not the best act. I think Act 3 might be a better choice to actually find Luigi in, because he's hanging onto a tree. That tree, I think. And it's a little bit of a reach, a little bit of a struggle to actually get to. I tricked that out. I don't think I was supposed to be able to do that. Yeah, it's generally easier to do this in Act 3 than Act 2. Or Act 1, I think. I think Luigi's on this level. Huh. Maybe not. Where is Luigi, actually? Maybe on... Okay. Oh, duh, I was looking at the wrong tree. It's near the fountain. So that's a big hint. I think it's actually over there. So that was actually my bad. I thought he was on the other tree. But I think he's on one of these up here. It's actually, again, nice to have a pointer so I can actually point to things. But again, because of this location, it's actually not too bad to get this on any star that actually has the beam mushroom, if I'm remembering right. So we're just gonna do this. Try to make it up there. I made it up once, but I'm not sure how, because I'm not actually making it any more than that. Which is a little bit weird. That felt like it was from the top of that, but still not enough. So I'm like, how did I make it up there in the first place? I'm actually legitimately confused by how I made it up there. This whole video has just been me not succeeding at this game, basically. Just generally being kind of bad at it. There we go, except I hit the wall. This shouldn't be difficult, by the way. You're intended to actually get up here, I think, using this method. But for some reason, I'm just having a really hard time with this swing. There, nope. Well, I'll figure out what the heck is happening, maybe next time. Because we're at time. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Super Mario Galaxy.